The year is 751 AD. Two great powers stand at the edges of their known worlds, unaware that they are about to collide in a battle that will quietly reshape global history. To the west rises the Abbasid Caliphate, the new Islamic superpower that has replaced the Umayyads and now stretches from North Africa to Central Asia. To the east stands the Tang Dynasty of China, one of the most advanced and confident empires the world has ever seen. Between them lies Central Asia, a vast frontier of deserts, mountains, and river valleys where cultures, religions, and armies constantly intersect. It is here, near the Talas River, that history takes an unexpected turn. For decades, Chinese influence has expanded westward along the Silk Road. Tang generals establish garrisons, secure trade routes, and install allied rulers in key city-states. Chinese military power appears unstoppable. Their armies are disciplined, well-equipped, and supported by advanced logistics. At the same time, the Abbasid Caliphate is pushing east, absorbing Persian lands and extending Islamic rule deeper into Central Asia. The two empires do not seek war with each other, but competition for influence makes conflict inevitable. Tensions escalate in the region of Fergana, where rival local rulers appeal to both powers for support. Chinese forces intervene, crushing opposition and asserting dominance. The Abbasids respond by sending an army under the command of Ziyad ibn Saleh, supported by experienced Arab troops and their Central Asian allies. Among these allies are the Karluk Turks, nomadic warriors whose loyalty will soon decide the outcome of the battle. The two armies meet near the Talas River in modern-day Kyrgyzstan. The Chinese force is led by General Gao Xianji, a talented and ambitious commander of Korean origin, who has already won victories across Central Asia. His army includes Tang regulars, crossbowmen, cavalry, and allied troops from conquered regions. Facing him is a slightly smaller Abbasid force, but one hardened by desert warfare and reinforced by Turkic horsemen. When the battle begins, it follows familiar patterns. For several days, the two sides clash without decisive results. Chinese infantry holds firm, using disciplined formations and powerful crossbows to blunt Abbasid advances. Abbasid cavalry probes the flanks, seeking weaknesses. Neither side gains a clear advantage. Confidence grows in the Chinese camp. They believe they are wearing the enemy down. But on the fifth day, everything changes. Without warning, the Karluk Turks switch sides. These warriors, positioned on the Chinese flank, suddenly turn their weapons against their former allies. The betrayal strikes with devastating speed. Chinese formations are attacked from the rear and side simultaneously. Communication collapses. Units are surrounded before they understand what is happening. The Abbasid army seizes the moment. Arab and Persian troops press forward with renewed force, coordinating with the Karluk assault. The Chinese army, once orderly and confident, begins to fracture. Soldiers fight desperately to break out, but the terrain offers no escape. What had been a balanced engagement becomes a catastrophic encirclement. General Gao Xianji narrowly escapes with a fraction of his army. Tens of thousands of Chinese troops are killed or captured. The defeat is total. Tang authority in Central Asia collapses almost overnight. Chinese garrisons withdraw. Local states abandon Chinese alliances. The Silk Road, once guarded by Tang power, slips beyond their control. Militarily, the Battle of Talas does not threaten China's core territories, but strategically and culturally its consequences are enormous. The Tang Dynasty never again attempts to dominate Central Asia. Instead, its focus turns inward, especially after internal rebellions weaken the empire just a few years later. Among the captured Chinese soldiers are skilled artisans and craftsmen. According to later Islamic sources, some of these prisoners possess a closely guarded secret, the art of papermaking. Until now, paper production has been a Chinese monopoly. In the Abbasid world, this knowledge spreads rapidly. Paper mills appear in Samarkand, then Baghdad, and eventually across the Islamic world and into Europe. The spread of paper transforms civilization, books become cheaper, knowledge spreads faster, science, mathematics, medicine, and philosophy flourish. Centuries later, Europe's intellectual revival will depend heavily on this technology, carried west through Islamic scholarship. The Battle of Talas is rarely remembered for its tactics or heroics. There are no legendary last stands, no famous speeches, no epic monuments. Yet its impact rivals the greatest battles in history. It marks the end of Chinese expansion westward, the consolidation of Islamic power in Central Asia, and the beginning of a global information revolution. Talas proves that not all decisive battles announce themselves with thunder. Some reshape the world quietly, through consequences rather than conquest. On a remote riverbank in Central Asia, empires clashed, alliances broke, and the future of human knowledge changed course forever.